Hello everybody, this is Kirby over yonder, and if you have a really popular cartoon, do not be surprised if you see it getting ripped off. Some of these rip-offs are so shameless that I want to turn them off and just watch the original cartoon. Most of these cartoons have a very small budget, and were just made to capitalize on the original cartoon. So let's have some fun and talk about the top 5 worst cartoon ripoffs. So let's go. Number 5. Goober and the Ghost Chasers. Wow, this is number 5? Well, that just shows how bad some of these cartoons really are. Stop if you've heard this before, but Goober and the Ghost Chasers is pretty much about a group of teenagers and their dog that go around solving mysteries. Yup, each episode has the exact same formula as Scooby-Doo. Except the music and sound effects are so freaking loud that I can't even understand what's going on. Oh, and Goober can turn invisible when he gets scared, which really doesn't contribute that much to the show, at least from what I've seen. Oddly enough, this was actually created by Hanna-Barbera, just so they could get more money off of Scooby-Doo. If I were you, I'd stay far away from Goober and the Ghost Chasers. Number 4. Pixel Pinky. So, you have a show about a kid who no one understands, who gets a magical creature that grants her wishes. Oh boy, this show is so freaking original. Oh wait, there is one difference between this and the Fairly OddParents. The main character is a girl, and that's pretty much it. While the early seasons of the Fairly OddParents managed to be very funny and creative, this show was just such a snore fest. In the Fairly OddParents, whenever Timmy would wish for something, it would usually backfire in an interesting and creative way. But in this show, all of Nina's wishes backfire in the most boring and predictable way possible. Oh, and the voice acting is pretty bad too. All of the characters sound so bored that it makes me even more disinterested than I already was. As well as that, the characters feel very stiff, and the colors are so vibrant, it makes Teen Titans Go look like Call of Duty. If you want to see Pixel Pinky done right, then stick to the earlier Fairly OddParents episodes. They're much more creative. Number 3. Coconut Fred, Fruit Salad Island. In terms of the worst cartoon on this list, in my opinion, this is number 1. The reason why it's only number 3 on the worst ripoff list is because, well, I think that numbers 1 and 2 are worse ripoffs than Coconut Fred, but even still, this cartoon is just painful to watch. So it's about an overly happy, optimistic character who just wants to have fun, but ends up annoying everybody in the process. Yup, it's a ripoff of SpongeBob. While the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob managed to be one of the most beloved cartoons of all time, Coconut Fred is just abysmal. Just his obnoxious, squealy voice, and the way he manages to annoy everyone, including me, just gets on my nerves. In earlier SpongeBob episodes, whenever SpongeBob would annoy someone, it usually felt like it was unintentional, and it was just SpongeBob being overeager to do something. But in Coconut Fred, it feels like he intentionally tries to ruin the lives of everyone who lives near him. And Coconut Fred himself is just so overly happy. While I do generally watch cartoons to feel happy, too much happiness just gets annoying. By all means, I recommend the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob. They're some of the most classic episodes in cartoon history. But by all means, stay away from Coconut Fred. It's one of my personal least favorite cartoons in recent memory. Number 2, Miracle Star. Ugh, everything from this cartoon was pretty much stolen from the amazing world of Gumball. From the characters, to the art direction, to the stories, everything. It's just Gumball, but worse. Apparently the show was created to promote goat milk of all things, but either way, the show is just so lazy. Oh, and despite the show's animation being very similar to Gumball's, this show does it much worse. I mean, look at the background characters. They look so awkward and out of place. Miracle Star is just lazy, incompetent, and doesn't deserve to exist. Funnily enough, Gumball actually did an episode where they made fun of Miracle Star. It's actually a really funny episode, and I recommend it. It's easily the best thing that ever came out of Miracle Star. So again, watch that episode, but by all means do not watch Miracle Star. Now it's time for some dishonorable mentions. Street Sharks, a really blatant Ninja Turtles ripoff with some pretty obnoxious characters. This one would probably be number 6. Dogmon. Dogmon? You decide to call your show Dogmon and not expect people to think it's a Pokemon ripoff. And yeah, this one is a pretty blatant Pokemon ripoff, but I honestly found it to be more boring than anything else. The Legend of Lucky Pie. This one is actually an honorable mention. Sure, it did take influence from Adventure Time, but I honestly think there's enough originality in the characters and the worlds and the animation to not consider it an Adventure Time ripoff. It actually is very charming and very relaxing to watch, and I could probably say I like this almost as much as I like Adventure Time. I recommend you check out The Legend of Lucky Pie. It's a great show, and I think it needs more attention. Number 1. The Samsonades. Seriously? The Samsonades. I don't even have words. The Samsonades is about a suburban family of yellow people that live out their everyday lives. Everything about this show is a ripoff of The Simpsons. The characters, the setting, heck, even the freaking title. At least the other cartoons on this list had original titles. And just look at this animation. It's some of the ugliest animation I've ever seen. And oddly enough, the creator of this show doesn't consider it a Simpsons ripoff, simply because it takes place in Georgia. Well, I guess that's fine, but in my opinion, not only is it a ripoff, but it is the worst ripoff. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like we're getting that many ripoffs anymore, and instead we're getting some more original cartoons that take the world by storm just because of how creative they are. And most cartoons nowadays are taking a more original route instead of copying cartoons that other people have made. Chances are I missed one or two ripoffs that might be really bad, so if I did, let me know in the comments. And with that, Kirby out.